In 2023, I made over $1 million from 7 online income streams, which in today's terms isn't a huge amount of money, but I have 0 employees. I spent 0 on paid ads. I made 0 sales calls, and I was interviewed on exactly 0 podcasts. I worked a few hours a week, so my calendar stayed pretty well empty, which meant I could watch sunrises, jet ski to breakfast, travel, take spontaneous lunch dates with Robbie, go boating, and drink absolutely way too much wine in the middle of the day. Now, to be honest, in terms of maximizing revenue, it was a pretty bad year. For example, on Instagram, which is historically my #1 marketing platform, I posted 16 times all year, 16 posts. So I left a lot of money on the table. But that's exactly what I want to talk about in this video. I've been reading a book called Die With Zero by Bill Perkins, which I found out about through this fantastic video by Ali Abdul. I'll link it below. Now, I can't say that I agree with everything in the book because I don't. But over the last few years, I've really started to adopt the underlying theme of the book, which is that you should focus on maximizing life enjoyment rather than maximizing wealth. A few years ago, I had a major realization. I realized that I'm not an entrepreneur. I was hanging out with entrepreneurs, real entrepreneurs, very, very successful entrepreneurs, and listening to how they talk and what they do every day and what they're into, hiring, firing, raising capital, setting their businesses up for enterprise value so that they can get a broker to sell their business and have big paydays, and they're setting up these businesses. It's like, I don't do any of that. I don't think like that. You know, the truth of the matter is, if I really am honest with myself, I love reading philosophy books. I love teaching. I love hanging out with Robbie, and I love managing my money and checking the markets. And I have a pretty simple life, truth be told. In fact, a few years ago, I had the entrepreneur in my bio on my Instagram, and I removed it. I realized that I wasn't an entrepreneur, and I realized, based on what's important to me, based on my values, based on what my life actually truly demonstrated, the most efficient thing that I could do is to create a very, very lean business that would allow me to study my philosophy, teach on it, hang out with Robbie, and manage my wealth and look at the markets every day and have a pretty chill life. And that was my most efficient play. And I thought, like, if I'm going to do the entrepreneur thing and build this big fat business, I could spend 20 years hiring, firing, having team, having staff, growing shit, selling the thing, getting rich in 20, 30 years, big money, the big, you know? And it's like, well, then what would I do? And it's like, well, hang out at home, read my philosophy books, do some teaching, hang out with Robbie, have some wines, jet ski to breakfast. I would be doing exactly the fuck what I'm doing today. So why not just cut out the middleman? Does that make sense? Does this message resonate with you? If so, let me know. It's not for everyone. Elon Musk, if you're watching, probably not for you, you know? But you guys realize that Elon is not optimizing for life enjoyment. He's optimizing to take fucking humanity forward. And it's a completely different kettle of fish. Not right, not wrong. I respect Elon like crazy, but he's not optimizing for life enjoyment.
Not as much fun being me as you'd think. I'm not sure I want to be me.
So if you don't feel the calling to do something that big on that scale, then it's like, well, fuck that. You can have the great life now and enjoy life and build a business that is optimized for life enjoyment. So here's 6 rules I've followed to build a business that is optimized for life enjoyment rather than massive wealth. 1, lean digital products only. You want to sell some combination of text, video, audio, software, apps, knowledge, information, memberships, referrals, tools, templates, pixels on a screen. Life is simple when you sell pixels on a screen. Whether one person buys it or 1 million people buy it, your energy expenditure and your expenses remain relatively the same. Selling a range of digital products is not only the highest leverage, most efficient way for an individual to generate life-changing profit, but if you do it right, it's also the most life-changing product for your clients as well. Well, think about this. If you're selling some t-shirt or an esky or some physical thing that you're getting in from the China and you're putting it on a Shopify store and you're doing the e-com, fantastic. From the client's point of view, every time they put the shirt on or every time they use your esky or your gizmo, you're serving them. You sell them one product, you serve them for years potentially. It's fantastic. But when you sell someone a high-value digital product crafted with love that helps someone lose weight, get healthy, learn to fight, become a better speaker, bring order to their money, or increase their income earning capacity, you're literally changing the course of the rest of their life. Rule 2, no staff. The #1 pain up the ass of every successful entrepreneur I've ever met is staff, is managing the people and the emotions and the drama and the workplace antics and all the thing. And these days, I reckon it would be worse than ever with all this politically correct fucking shit going on. Fuck that. Back in the day, It was a flex when you would say, I've got a business, I've got 6 staff, we're growing, we've got 8 guys and trucks now, and it's like, oh, I got 50 staff, I got 200 staff. It's like the number of people that you employ is a proxy for the success of the business. And I understand when you're Jeff and when you're Elon, it's kind of true. But you know what I think the new flex is going to be is how little staff you can have. How many millions of dollars per year per staff. I think that's going to be the flex in the future. Staff are headaches. And so my rule is don't have any, or have as few as possible. And when you're selling lean digital products, you really don't need them. We've got AI to do a lot of the heavy lifting. We have Fiverr and got very, very affordable VAs if you need it. And then contractors. I mean, so many people want to work from home as freelancers now. And it's a great deal for you as the business, and it's a great deal for them as the freelancer. To have employees and have sick pay, dental pay, sick leave, pregnancy leave, mindset of I've got the fucking depression leave, and fuck that. Rule 3, no debt. As of July 2023, we now have no debt. We owe banks exactly 0. And let me tell you what, it's a beautiful thing. Let me tell you what, it feels good. Right about here, no debt. And I know what you're saying, Lewis, it's efficient to use debt. Use other people's money. You leverage up. You make more money when you use debt wisely. I get it. I fully understand it. I know it. I preached it for many, many years. I understand, but there's something beautiful about having no debt. And remember, from the point of view of optimizing for life enjoyment, debt does not often help you enjoy your life. It makes your bumhole tight, and the interest rates are going up, and we've seen it the last couple of years. Interest rates are going up, everyone's bumhole's tight, and people are very stressed. But when you don't have the debt, it's very liberating, it's very freeing, and you have a heap of cash flow, full bank account, no debt, great lifestyle. It's like, yeah, I could make more money if I had some debt. Do I really want to do that? You've got to know yourself. You've got to know what you're optimizing for. From the point of view of optimizing for life enjoyment, you can do it without debt. Rule 4, empty calendar. One of our ethos this year was full bank account, empty calendar. It's a beautiful thing. You wake up in the morning and you look at the calendar. What are we doing today? Whatever the fuck we want. There's nothing in the calendar. I do a little bit of work on Wednesday nights. I do my thing here in the school, and I love that. I genuinely enjoy doing that. And then Thursday we do some editing and stuff like this. But it's like for the lion's share of the week, nothing to do, nothing booked in. That's a lovely thing. That is it's like you wake up and you have a blank canvas. You can do whatever you want. We'll look out. Oh, weather's lovely. Oh, check the wind. Oh, winds are low. Boat to breakfast, shall we? Full bank account, empty calendar. That to me seems like the goal. One of the ads that showed up on my Facebook recently of some marketing agency or something, they were trying to sell their product, and it's like, would you love a calendar that looks like this? And it's a fucking screenshot. It's got all these sales calls booked. It's like 8 in the morning to 8 at night, all these sales calls booked. It's like, would you like this? We can help you get this. It's like, fuck no, I don't want that. Why in the fuck would I want that? That looks like shit. That looks like a shit way to live life. Taking sales calls all day. No, thank you. Empty calendar is the goal that I want. The 5th rule is word of mouth first. I've been talking about digital products, and sometimes selling digital products gets conflated with being a digital marketer. And there's thousands and millions of digital marketers, and sometimes it's a little sleazy, little scammy, little, you know what I'm talking about. Digital marketers. And the thing with the digital marketers is that they can make a lot of money in the short term, but they're marketing sometimes some shit product that doesn't get repeat sales. It doesn't get word of mouth factor. And so if you lean into digital marketing, you will forever be digital marketing, and you will have to keep marketing and marketing and marketing all day, all night, all year until you're old, marketing shit products that you've got to keep getting fresh shit products in. And there's no thought of word of mouth factor. Last year in 2023, I did no marketing. We did literally no marketing. And yes, there was a trade-off we didn't optimize for revenue, but it proved a point. Last year, 99.9% of all the work that I did was adding value to my digital product, to my School of Mastery. And I didn't have to do any marketing. It's because inside the school, there was so much value that the churn rate is so low and the word of mouth factor is so high that it runs itself. And so I can keep focusing on making the product better and better and better and better. I get longevity, I get customer loyalty, and I don't hardly need to market. Now, at the extreme, I will need to market at some point because I don't have a word of mouth factor that's quite won yet. And so word of mouth factor is this idea that you get 100 clients, and then how many people do they tell? If they tell another 100, well, then you have a 1-to-1. or you have a word of mouth coefficient of 1. And that's the goal. Once you can get to 1 or even past 1, you have a self-sustaining, self-growing machine there. And the only way that you're going to do that is if the product is damn good. So when I say sell digital products, I mean sell damn good digital products. Don't become a sleazy fuck digital marketer selling a bunch of crap. Not just because it's sleazy, but also you're making life harder for yourself in the long run. Put your blood, sweat, and tears, put your love, put your heart, put your soul into a digital product and build that, and you'll get taken care of financially. It's a financial strategy rather than a esoteric hippie strategy, if you know what I'm trying to say. And rule 6, it's okay not to be a billionaire. And this is a lesson in ego. It's because if you're optimizing for life enjoyment and you're not having staff and not doing debt and not having leverage and you want to have an empty calendar, the probability that you become a billionaire outside of lottery, inheritance, or marriage is very low. The probability that you get yourself on those little Forbes lists with the rich lists and, all the dick measuring, with the up the top of the list, they've got the bigger dicks, and then down the list of pin dicks, these Forbes rich lists, the probability that you get on there is low. And so you have to know what's important to you. Because if you want to be the billionaire, you got to fight like a dog for that. And you will be fighting for that. And if you get that, again, kudos. Fuck yeah. But I like the story of the Mexican fisherman. And you guys know the story. The Mexican fisherman, he has a chill life, plays a guitar, does some fishing, has wine and dances with his wife. He loves his life. But when the American businessman sees what he's doing, the American says, you should go and fucking turn it into a big fishing business, float it on the stock market, and become very, very rich. But it's going to take 20, 30 years, and you're going to have to leave Mexico and leave your wife and go to New York and build a big business and have stress and have staff and manage all these cocksuckers. But you will sell it and you will be filthy rich. And then the Mexican says, well, what am I going to do then? And then the businessman says, well, then you can go and retire with your wife and hang out and do some fishing and bloody have some wine and dance with the wife. Exactly what you're doing right now. And that's how I feel. And that's why I'm choosing to build a business that is optimized for life enjoyment rather than massive wealth.
Now, Louis, Jess has called you out going back on the content creation and the master's degree. Lewis needs to make a pledge to do Instagram Insta stories minimum for a week. I agree, Jess. Let's hold him accountable.
Instagram stories. Mm-hmm. How about I do one better? I'll make a pledge to do a YouTube video every week.